Hello, welcome to the semi-annual moment where I should be going to the airport, but instead I'm recording a camera video thing to let you know that I'm about to go to the airport. This is very repetitive and not at all creative, and I don't know why I don't do this with more thought and care. But in any case, it is 7 a.m. I'm going to try really hard to get to the airport. My flight's at 9:40. And there's a transit strike, so the usual ways that I would get to the airport are not currently available. So I've got to take either a 60 euro Uber, or I'm gonna try to take the bus. And if the bus doesn't work, I'll have the Uber in my back pocket. Focus, thank you. Please wish me luck. By the way, I know my camera sometimes does that like scratchy, fuzzy audio voice thing after a few seconds. I'm really sorry about that. I'm trying to fix it. I'm also might just have to buy a new camera. I don't know. In the meantime, ooh, that's better lighting. In the meantime, this is what you're gonna get. I'm really sorry. I'm sorry that I'm wrecked. Get my hair and just. You know what? No, I'm not sorry. I'm going to Christmas. I've got my house is only half ready for me to leave. I'm. Bye, 2019. Hey, editing me. A good little while later. It's currently, I don't have my watch on, but it's currently May 18th that I'm editing this video, so 5 months late for Christmas. Whoops. But anyway, just to kind of bridge the gap here, I had some footage that either got lost or corrupted or something. I don't know. I remember recording it, but it didn't make it onto my memory card or something. Maybe I didn't hit record. I don't know. But the gist of whatever it was that I recorded was between me leaving my apartment and then hanging out with Addie, which you'll see in a second. But the trip to the airport was very stressful. I waited at the bus stop for like 20 minutes, and two of them went by and they were just jam-packed, and I had luggage with me, and I just didn't want to force myself onto a train. So I ended up taking a taxi, and it definitely did cost me like 55 euros, I think. It was a good time to go to the airport. Sometimes when you take a taxi to the airport, you get stuck in rush hour traffic, especially when there's a transit strike and not a lot of other transportation options. But it turned out to be okay for the most part. When we got closer to the airport, there was some stop and go, but the taxi driver did that thing that Uber driver did that thing that all drivers do of kind of weaving very suddenly in between the lanes. And so there was a good chunk of like 10 minutes in the train ride, in the car where I genuinely thought I was going to be sick. I had to unbutton my my jeans so that I didn't put myself in even more danger of being sick, because nobody wants to pay that cleaning fee. But then got to the airport on time. The flight was fine, to the best of my memory. 5 months ago. Got to Manchester, I think even a little bit early, and then took a bus from the airport to where Addie's neighborhood is, which is kind of the posh part of Manchester. Good for her. Poor girl, I kind of sprung it on her. She thought I was going to get there an hour or two later, so she was still cleaning. And of course, I didn't require her to have like cleaned her apartment top to bottom, but it's ads. So I just kind of showed up and then said like, we'll just chat and hang out, and we don't have to clean anything, so it was fine. And then we went to lunch at this like tapas bar in the neighborhood, which was very nice, very pleasant. Good to hang out with her and her husband James. Husband, so weird. But I mean, they're great together, so that's fine. And then I think we talked a little bit about that meal in the clip that's coming now. Are we recording? It's recording. I'm having an issue with my memory card. We'll see what sticks out of this.
So she had chorizo and egg.
And sourdough, and then like broccolini. And you had avocado toast.
It was so small though.
It wasn't that big a portion, was it?
There was one little freaking egg. Yeah. I was like, come on, man.
One egg and like a scoop of it looked like guacamole avocado.
Tiny amount. I was like, what is this?
Yeah. And then you had some
chips.
Well, I was gonna say Bucks Fizz.
Oh yeah. Well, that's probably why I'm rambling now.
It's alright. We all had mulled wine a little bit later. It's really sweet though.
That was too sweet, wasn't it?
Yeah. I kind of downed it just to get it over with. And then we went back to your place, and I crashed out because I only got like 3 hours of sleep last night. Yeah. You know, it's still doing it. And now she's woken me up very kindly so that I didn't
I
sleep
was worried
through
she'd
all
miss
of my.
out on all the activities because the Christmas market closes at 9.
Yeah.
We'll get there at like 7.
Yeah, we'll have
And-
lots of time to
yeah.
explore, do all of our fun friend wanderings.
And they kick you out sharp at 9
Yeah,
p.m.
and here
tonight.
comes our train, so let's go see the market. So we've come out to the Christmas market, and it is unfortunately drizzling a tiny little bit, so the only thing I'm going to film is this shot of me being underneath an awning where the camera won't get wet. But we did a cute little tour around the grounds, and it looks like some good. We were about to get poutine, and then we realized that they were out, so saved ourselves the calories. But we did end up getting some pies, and I've never had a savory pie before, like an English style pie. So that's going to be my discovery for the day. And Addie is busy making a purchase that I know nothing about. And now we're going to head on to the next thing. Right, as usual, it is sometime later. Oh, James has come get us in a car! Oh, look at that! James has got us in a car. How charming this is. I feel like such a princess.
He's called Miles, the car.
Miles? Oh, because he goes for
He
miles.
goes for Miles, baby.
I get it. I get the joke.
And I love this car. It's my favourite car.
I think I've been in this car before.
He's my favourite car. James was like, what is that?
Yeah, back when you were in
Love
Milton
Miles.
Keynes.
Yes.
Oh, you see that.
Yes.
Trying to remember everything. What was the last thing we filmed, Ads? It was us at the market, yeah?
Yeah, we had some drinks in the Grand Cafe.
Yeah, we went for a little drink. We went to a Boots so I could get some shampoo and do you call it a brolly?
Yes.
Put the camera down so James can see. There we are. And what's a bumbershoot, right? That's from BF.
A bumper clap.
Bumperclaps.
Bumper clap.
But is it? I thought it was from BFG. He calls it a bumbershoot.
I thought you were going to call me a bumper clap.
Maybe you are. I don't know what that is.
That means it's a Jamaican slur, and it literally means like an arse wipe, yeah?
Oh, well, you are neither of those things.
A bumper clap. It
You are not a bumper club.
But it means someone who's like a bit silly, a bit daft, really. Yeah,
Oh.
bumper clap.
It's kind of affectionate.
Yeah,
Oh,
but it does come
But
from
it's
arse
quite-
I
wipe,
still
doesn't
don't
it?
feel comfortable saying it because it's Jamaican.
But in London, it's like whatever. Do you know what I mean?
I'm not London either, though.
But if you call someone a schmuck in New York, you don't have to be Jewish. Like people in.
You kind of have to be Jewish.
Do you?
No, but like it's better. And we've got lovely pies for dinner, and we've just picked up some vegetables to go with it. And now we're going home, and we're just gonna be lazy bums.
So how's the market?
Lovely.
Rained.
I found it.
We have come home and come to an absolute spread. Well, I mean, we made an absolute spread.
These pies are tiny compared to some you get in pubs.
Seriously, that's
lashings
like
of gravy.
my palm and more. How?
Yeah, honestly, the pies you get in pubs in the north, like the size of a plate.
This is a miner's feast, and all we did today was go to a market. No, wait, no. But, as I just said, my pedometer is high enough that I've earned this, I think. So, you guys have, what is it, chicken and ham?
No, I don't want to document while I'm eating.
You're not in the video at all. I'm literally got plates and nothing else. And I've got onion and, what was it? Sauce? Onion, I don't know, something. It's really nice. Next morning, it is like 9 a.m. something. We're going to leave in about half an hour because Addie and James have a skiing lesson to go to. They're going to Slovenia in a bit. And I'm going to go with them in the car, and they're going to drop me off at the tram so I can get to the train station so I can go to see John in Warrington. Got it? But first, we're starting with tea. Look at this. There's a little sloth mug. A mug that says hello to you with the sloth face. It's so cute. The sloth mug. I think it's a sloth. At first I thought it was an owl, and I was like, owls don't have hands. And I am...
I think it's just a weird monster.
Or it's a weird...
You just think his nose about there.
Hello! Being careful not to have you in frame, because I know you've just come back from a run. And I'm starting my morning with my first ever crumpets. It's backwards, isn't it? I've literally never had a crumpet before, and I don't know how that's happened. Ooh. So exciting. Okay, I'm gonna need a taste test in a second. How many years have I had this camera, and I keep accidentally turning it off instead of hitting record. What a dum-dum. But, oh, for goodness sake. Here we go. Okay. It's kind of like, it's like an English muffin, but without the semolina on the bottom, and like not the crispity, crunchy, peaky bits on top. You don't slice it. I like it. I've been completely awful at filming recently because yesterday I went from Manchester to Warrington, and John and his friends picked me up at the train station, and I'd never met them before, and I didn't want to film anything in front of them or put them on camera without them being ready for it. So all I have from yesterday was like a few Instagram videos that I'll try to wedge in. But yesterday was maybe one of the funnest days I've had in a very long time. We just baked so much, and then we played games that were very funny. And cut to today, John and I have had a lazy morning at his mother's house, and now we're going to make our way to Chester, which I've learned is not a nickname for Manchester. It's a different place. But we're playing I Spy while we wait, and I've stumped John. Something beginning with P. Do you want a hint? Okay, so I've taken, it could be 2 words, but I've only taken the word that's pertinent that starts with P, and it's the second word of this combination. It's not phone. It's previously guessed parking, tunnel, pipe, all of that. Well, and it's in English. Pane. Window pane.
That's cheating.
It's not cheating. You can say pane independently of window. My mother's gonna watch this. I've been so bad at filming today. John and I are now in Manchester. Chester, not Manchester. He hates me right now. We're in Chester. We've come to Nando's. We've demolished our Nando's. And now we're going to go Christmas shopping for whatever we want out there in the big wide world. Alright, I've truly been terrible at doing this today. I am not a good vlogger. I'm not a vlogger. I'm not a good person who captures moments of her life. We finished at Nando's. We've been wandering around a little bit, poking our nose in various shops, not getting much of anything, although John is now on a mission to get his mother a lip liner. Something. We've tried, like, the big department store. Did you get it? Oh, you just went to the bathroom.
Yeah, I peed.
Good. And now we're going to go try to find lip liner. Yeah, okay. Mission. I think we've set myself maybe a submission that today I'm going to try to talk with, like, a twang, a little southern twang, and see if I can convince people that I'm from the South. I don't know if I'm actually going to go through with it, but we'll see. Done! But yeah, we've come in from the bitter cold, the tempestuous winter outside to have some beverage. And John is man-spreading quite significantly, but I'm not showing it. Yep. That's true. What have we bought today, John?
Nothing.
No, what have you bought today?
I bought some movies for myself.
So this Christmas shopping day is utterly unsuccessful thus far.
Yes.
And now all the shops are closing. But the town looks lovely. It's just, there's nothing to do here. And we're gonna take another hour or so before we go to meet John's friends. So we're just gonna see if we can find anything that's open. And now it looks like everything here is closed. Cool. Okay, so I'm gonna be straight with you guys. I'm a terrible camera custodian. Because I've filmed maybe collectively a minute and a half of footage, if that. We're going back to Warrington now. This is the train that's bringing us there. How long were we in bars? A couple hours, over hour and hour, 2.5 hours maybe. Seeing John's school chums. And now we're tired and hungry and just done with it. So, bye. Okay, so look, I'm not even going to apologize. What's the point? I'm not going to try to find a better angle for this because I'm kind of weighed down by bags and stuff, and frankly, just a little bit lazy. I think the last thing I filmed was like 2 or 3 days ago. Whoops. Basically, Christmas happened, and I didn't film any of it because most of the people that I was with I didn't know, and I didn't want to stick cameras in their face, and I feel like that's a reasonable thing to do. But if I had to recap, we had breakfast Christmas morning at John's mom's house, and his mom and stepdad do exchanges like the night before, so in the morning it was just me and John receiving presents, and they were so kind to give me things. It was like a scarf and a little bobble hat and comfy, cozy socks, so well cozy. Sorry. And then we went to John's mother's friend's house for Christmas dinner and had a big roast, turkey and sprouts and carrots and 2 kinds of potatoes and wine and wine and wine. We watched a bit of telly. Oh, and we had a trifle, my first ever trifle. It was very jiggly. And then John and I kind of went back to his house and just chilled. And we watched Muppet Christmas Carol with the dog. And his parents went back, so it was to the house for, after supper frivolity. But it was all kind of one generation up from us. So we just kind of chilled back at the house by ourselves, which was totally great. And then the next day was Boxing Day, which is a toned down equivalent of Black Friday for us in the US. So we went to town center and just kind of poked our head in a couple of shops, and John got some stuff and I didn't, and all that. I seem to have lost my pedometer somewhere along the way though, but I wasn't very attached to it anyway, and it wasn't attached to me. And then today we had, sleep this morning.
We are sorry to announce that the 0821 Northern service to Liverpool Lime Street is being delayed.
That's not my train. God. I'll get to that. Oh yeah, last night I also had my very first sticky toffee pudding, which was very sweet, but it was nice. Lots of custard. I was being taught how to say it. Custard. I'm northern now. And then this morning, woke up, did whatever. And then John's mother drove me to the train station so I can take the train to the Manchester airport and go back to Paris. And then the minute that we got here and bought the ticket, the train that I wanted to get on was canceled. So I have to wait half an hour, which is why there's no one on the platform. Oh, well. And then I'm a little bit apprehensive about, that's why I keep looking over there, by the way, I'm checking the status. And then when I get back to Paris, it's just going to be a nightmare because the strikes are still on. I'm going to be getting there about like 5:30, so peak rush hour. And there are no trains from the airport, so hopefully I can get on a bus, and if not, I may have to pay through the nose to get an Uber. God, I don't want to get an Uber. Ugh. We'll see. Anyway, it's been a lovely time in England. It's been lovely. I've had so many firsts, discoveries, and mostly trying food and going into places and seeing names that I'd heard before but not recognized, like Alizé, Lambrini, all of that. So it's been fun. I'm also kind of ready to go back and be in my own bed a little bit, but that's just me.